beautiful Cancerians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career reading for the end of February right through to the end of March 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your career reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to let you know, your 9th house is currently influencing you at this time, and that is your quest for meaning. So you're really going to be looking at where you feel like you belong in your career, whether you feel like you're on the right path, and really whether it connects to your higher values or the bigger picture of where you feel like you want to be headed, which direction. Now also, this will influence study, so some of you may feel compelled to learn a little bit more about your career, or you may feel you want to take a course of learning to hone your skills that you already have because you're very naturally gifted. And also some of you may travel for work, or you may find a way to bring travel into your work. Some of you may even be thinking about relocating with a career, or maybe even working for yourself, setting up your own business, and maybe even having it located abroad. So these are thoughts that may be going through your mind because of your 9th house. Now also, after the 20th of February, we do have your 3rd house influencing you, and that is all about communication. So that's really about finding your voice, negotiating a better deal when it comes to your career, but it's also about, you know, you optimizing your gifts and not underselling yourself, because sometimes you may feel like you are undervalued by those around you. But this is a time for standing your ground and seeing that you have a wonderful vision, and that what you do brings a lot of how can I put it? There's a word I want and I can't quite grasp it. You're a real asset to any industry that you work in, is basically the energy that I'm getting, okay? Now, they want me to go one more, which is very unusual. We do have the choice card, which means there are some options coming on in here, but I do feel like there's an energy of you getting clarity on your career and really seeing if you still are in love with it, okay? You may have had some challenges recently in your career, and I definitely feel motivation or drive has been lacking, or you're questioning it in some way, and you're reaching for something really special, something that you can see for your future as success. But I feel it has been a difficult road, and right now you may be at a decision point in your career where you have to make a big decision about direction. We got the 10 of Swords there for you. But this is probably because of your 9th house. It's really influencing you about whether you feel like you're aligned on your true prosperity path, whether you are listening to your calling, or whether there's something else that is calling you that you wish to do. Some of you may even do both. You may actually take a second job or be working hard towards a passion project that you want to get off the ground. And some of you, I'm picking up a small energy right now, some of you who are retired may think about doing a creative project that is something that's fun to do. It doesn't feel like work, it's definitely something creative, but at the same time, it actually brings in finances. It brings in passive income. Yeah. please take that as it resonates. I can't imagine anyone who's retired will be watching this reading, because it's going to be labeled, of course, career, but you never know. So if that's you, you're thinking about retiring, or you've just retired, I definitely see a creative project being very lucrative for you, where it's something you enjoy, you want to pass your time doing in your retirement, but it actually brings in more money. Okay, I'm just going to go one more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Thank you so much. Three of Swords. Okay, now what I see here is that something has been very difficult in your career. We will get to it, but we've got the Sun card first. Okay, this is a card of being awakened, really seeing things as they truly are. The Sun card indicates that you are growing in your career, but you may have been lacking energy, and you are going to get that boost of energy to take you towards success. They are giving me here that sleeping patterns may be out of sync at the moment. I mean, it could be because we've been going through some intense full moons. I mean, the last full moon really took me out. I was at the time, I was like soundproofing this room so that you all had a better sound, and I was getting a new microphone. But I'm telling you, if I try to sit down and do a reading during that last full moon, I could not do it because I was just completely drained. So some of you may have felt there's been a bit of a challenge recently in your energy. Do check your vitamins and that you're getting enough of a balanced diet to make sure that you've got all your, vitamin D's, vitamin, B's, and all of the good stuff, right? But with this Sun card, I feel like you are going to have the energy and the resources to get to where you want to go. The Sun card really indicates that you are headed towards success, and you're leaving confusion and darkness behind, because this is your overarching energy. But deep down, there's something else going on here. So some of you may be struggling at work, or you have found it a bit of a struggle, and you're just trying to put a smile on it and get on by and just, do every day as it comes. But with the Sun card, this indicates that I feel like right now you're searching for answers, or, there's a lot of people who work with you or work in your industry who actually notice what you do, and they can see the talents that you have, that you're someone who works really hard, you're dedicated, you put your all into your situation, and you are someone who stands out from everybody else. But you may not see that, or people may not tell you that. So you may feel sometimes that you're a little bit alone in your working environment, or you feel like you're part of a team, but at the same time you're on the outside looking in. Okay, I'm picking up that energy right there. The Ten of Swords may indicate a couple of things, so I'm going to pull a card on it, but something's come to an end. Now, this could be that you've lost your motivation or your drive for something, or it can mean that you feel that you want to leave a place. You're done. You can't do it anymore. Perhaps this place is an environment where you feel there's no workers' morale, or you feel that, everyone's a backstabber and you're kind of like over that. But the Ten of Swords is like you're done in a place. And again, some of you, this energy reading may be picking up on some of you that have decided it's time to retire. So please take it as it resonates. I feel like it'll be a very interesting transition into retirement. I feel like you're going to feel free and independent, and you're actually going to have more time to do what you love. And I actually feel like you'll look back on the difficulties that you've had, and you'll see actually how strong you were in those situations to overcome those things, because you endured a lot. Okay, I feel like you have endured a lot. It took a lot to get to this point where you're like, I'm done. So some of you, if you're deciding to stay where you're at, you may end an old way of working. You may have a sudden epiphany, because the Ten of Swords basically is like a sudden realization, a point of epiphany. And because we've got the Sun card here as well, it can mean that suddenly you can see that you've been worrying over nothing, because the outcome energy is really positive. I feel like you will find your way to a perfect match in a working environment if you're not there already. Now, I am picking up on some of you, maybe about 20% of you, they would give me about 25% actually, of you who have come to this reading and you've already lost your job, or you've already walked away from something. If you're looking for something new, there is something new on the horizon. You've got the Lover's card here, and you've got the Two of Cups. It's a perfect match when it comes to a job opportunity. You're not even going to look back at what you had before. So if you feel like you've been made redundant, or you have left a position that was really difficult, the people were difficult, it just, no matter how much effort you put in, it just felt like you were not appreciated. If you've moved away from that, the universe is actually orchestrating something greater, something better. And the other energy I have coming through, which is actually stronger energy than most, is some of you are trying to find new ideas or really wrestling with lots of, ideas of how to become independent financially, how to either set up your own business or how to do something that's freelance, something that is a little bit more exciting, a little bit more spontaneous, that brings in more money. Basically, I'm getting this energy. How can I do what I love and make money at it? Because the big age-old question is, I love doing this, but there's not much money in it. So how can I make it lucrative? I definitely get a sense that you are adapting within your working environment to make something work for you. So let me just pull a card on that Ten of Swords, because I feel like the struggle, it has been difficult, okay? And you've been at breaking point. So some of you may have taken on a lot of responsibility at work, or you may feel that you're overworked, you just got a lot on, and that you've got no time for anybody else or anything else. But some of you are parting ways or responding differently to challenging situations. I feel, the Ten of Wands, look at that. So yeah, I'm picking up this energy that you're overworked, you're very tired. You know what? When I get overtired, I get super cranky and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. Screw you guys. I'm off. Because I do other stuff as well as this, and we can feel a lot of pressure. And they're actually showing me a diamond in the water right now. Okay. So some of you may be under pressure, but they're showing me that the diamond is formed under pressure, and that you are a real asset to your industry or whatever environment you work in, and it's tough. It's tough to crack into it, or it's tough to forge a way into moving up through the ranks in whatever it is that you want to do, but you will get there, okay? They're also indicating that you will be much in demand. Okay, you will be successful, or you are currently in a lot of demand and everybody wants a piece of you and you're really busy and you're like, I can't do everything. Because I feel responsibility doesn't just stop there. Some of you, I can see that you've got children, so you're also trying to do that. And I also see that in other areas of life, you've got a lot of responsibility. So I feel there's been a lot on for you. You just feel overloaded and burnt out. And part of you is like, do I love what I do anymore? Maybe there's something else. Because I feel this sense of repetitive cycle going on as well, where you just feel like it's, same old thing, just a different day. I get this habit going on. Now, the Ten of Wands tends to also mean that you are someone who's very, very strong. You're capable of doing a lot, but you tend to overcommit yourself, or people see that you're really good at what you do, so they tend to give you extra work load because they think, oh, you know what, Cancerian will do it. And so you may feel that sometimes people take advantage of the fact that you're really good at what you do and you're very efficient. So sometimes you may even think that you're too efficient for your own good, because then people try to take advantage of that work ethic that you have. But the Ten of Wands, it does indicate that you've had a lot on your plate recently and it's just left you exhausted. Okay, so just watch out for that, because when we're exhausted and cranky and all of those things, it can mean that we have less ideas than usual. It can make us feel like we're not making progress as much as usual. And I feel you're finding a way to cut back, because I see the changes that you're making. You're finding an alternative way, because the Seven of Pentacles is like, is there a different way? Can I adapt to something else? How can I find an alternative route to get to where I want to go? But with the Nine of Swords in this position, this is your protagonist energy. Nine of Swords indicates that some of you, you may not be getting good sleep. So the sleep thing may be unrelated. So if you're worried about work, then there's something wrong, very wrong there, and you need to address it, because life's too short to spend time in an environment that really takes a toll on your health, okay? I know it's not easy. I know there's there's a lot of job insecurity out there right now, and there's a lot going on. But I feel it's instrumental to your health for you to really look at a situation, if it is negative or toxic. I feel like you already know that. So if you decide to leave a position, I definitely see you being very independent financially and finding the perfect match for you when it comes to your working environment. But some of you, I do get a sense that some of you may have already been pushed out of a career or feel like you're being edged out of a place that you actually liked. Okay, and that's difficult. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. That part's not going to resonate for everybody, okay, but I'm just picking up strongly. We got that Nine of Swords, which indicates anxiety. So some of you, you may even be starting something new, and you're actually anxious. You may have been out of the working environment for a while, maybe taking care of children, and you're about to re-enter, because I actually, rather than something ending for you here, I actually see you re-entering the working environment, doing something really exciting that brings in more money. You're going from a Seven of Pentacles to a Nine of Pentacles. And you've got a Two of Cups and the Lover's card, which means there is a choice available to you in the working environment. So there's nothing to worry about, really. So I'm going to pull a card on this Nine of Swords. Whatever it is that you are over-analyzing, or you feel work has perhaps been a bit of a nightmare recently, and it's brought in a little bit of grief towards you, it's about to get better. Things are going to get better, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide Eight of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Okay, so with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like you've been keeping your head down and just working. Okay, and the Hierophant indicates, it feels sometimes like you're married to your work, you're dedicated to your work, and you may feel that you don't have much time to go out there and enjoy yourself. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, you got a lot on. There's a lot of spinning plates, multitasking, and some of you may feel that the rules and regulations in your working environment are just beyond ridiculous. You may feel that with the Eight of Pentacles, some of you are, so focused on your ambition or so focused on mastering your craft. It just feels like you're doing. But because you're repeating a cycle, you're actually becoming the master or the mistress of your craft. The more you do something, the better you get, okay? And the Hierophant indicates you could teach people what you do. And some of you may be thinking about teaching people what you do. I mean, I am getting a small portion of you. Some of you may be thinking about taking a vacation because you're so burnt out, or you're in desperate need of taking a break, and you may have to train someone up in your job, and you're like, oh, come on. It just feels like, oh, I've got to do my work and train someone to take over just for a short period of time. It just feels like you've got so much on right now. Now, also with this Eight of Pentacles, you're working really hard, but you are making progress. And some of you, because of your ninth house and because of your third house, because third house also can lend itself to quick trips and early learning. So some of you may decide to put yourself on a course of learning. Learning more skills so that you can stay ahead of the competition, or that you can keep yourself relevant in your career and be ahead of the game. So whatever industry you're in, I definitely see you soaking up knowledge to further yourself. But it's really interesting because the Eight of Pentacles, of course, is like the missing step, the missing link, the leap between the Seven and the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel in order to earn more money, some of you may be, if you're worried about your finances, you may be thinking about taking an online course, or maybe even a course in person with people to learn more about your craft, hone the skills that you've got in order to get a certificate or gain some sort of qualification that helps you evolve and get more money, or be open to getting a bigger paycheck in the industry that you're working in. So I really feel that you're trying to be very clever and sort of step up to the next level and bring in more money. But it just feels like it's overwhelming. It feels like it's a lot, okay? Because the Two of Pentacles is like you're balancing something, or you're trying to do so many things. And Two of Pentacles is also, you have to weigh up your options. If you've been spreading yourself thin, it's really time to address the balance. But I get that there's a big decision that you have to make in your career right now. And this may be something that you will be seeking answers on over the next 4 or 5 weeks, is what I feel. It was really interesting. I've got a very itchy third eye. Okay, that's very odd. I rarely get that. I think I've never got that. It's like the third eye is really itchy. So I'm going to ground myself because that's not my energy. So some of you may be itching your forehead where your third eye is. I mean, your third eye is to see, okay? But itchy is like perhaps you're thinking about your future and it's making you anxious. So maybe that's what the energy is that's coming through. I mean, now that I've addressed it, it's like kind of calming down. But I want you to know that the outcome energy here for you is so positive. So if you're worried about like world events or your personal development in your career, or you're worried about finances, I definitely see you finding a solution to whatever it is that is not working right now in your career sector. Or I see you being more financially dependent. I feel like you're bringing in more money. So whatever changes or, flexibility you're having here, maybe there's a sense of duality, setting up a second stream of income. I definitely see you putting yourself in a really good position. The Hierophant is about having faith, okay? With the Hierophant energy, this really indicates that some of you may get advice, or you may be seeking advice or learning. You may even get advice from somebody who works in your environment or in your industry. I mean, there's loads of free videos on YouTube. It's so cool. Anything you want to ever know, just type it in and it's there free for you. So I feel your course or your course of study can be something you don't have to pay for if you're worried about finances. But I really get this sense that some of you, I've got a really precise energy just popping up there. I will mention it. Some of you are actually teachers and you're worried about either rules or regulations, or you're worried about some of your students, or you're worried about, it could be that you're worried about pay. There is a lot of, workers striking at the moment, and this is all around the world. People who are in integral jobs that help our society keep running, like teachers, healthcare workers, that sort of thing. So perhaps you're involved in that, or there's something connected to that in some way in your energy field. So that's just popped up. That's not going to resonate for everyone. I see it getting better for you. I know that's like, what, really? That's not going to happen. But I actually do see it getting better for you. Okay. Now, let's move on. We have the cause and effect. Now, this is the Libra card of justice. So this is about the effort that you put in and receiving a reciprocal exchange, getting the right money out. So if some of you have been feeling that you've been working really hard and you've not been financially recompensed for it, you're definitely looking at moving. So you may put your resume out there trying to set up some interviews with other environments. Some of you with the Nine of Pentacles, you're setting up an entrepreneurship, setting up a business online. There it goes again. The third eye being super itchy. Maybe it's like when you think about the future, you get really nervous, my beautiful Cancerians. We all do at some point. We feel overwhelmed with all our responsibilities, but it's important to take it step by step, okay? What is meant for you will never pass you by, so breathe. I'm a water element just like you, and sometimes our emotions feel very overwhelming, but I feel stop, listen to your heart, breathe, take the first step towards whatever steps are necessary in your career or in life in general, and I can see it paying off. I can see success. I can see courage for you. I also see financial stability, building a life of luxury. So if you're worried about things, just relax. Everything's going to take care of itself, and of course you're going to take care of business as well, okay? Now, because we got cause and effect, this really means that right now any actions or decisions you make will affect your career. And for the positive, we've got a Knight of Wands here and a Seven of Pentacles. So you're trying to bring a little bit more excitement or spontaneity into your working practices. So like, for example, if you want to stay where you're at in terms of your work, you may find that there's an outdated practice. Like, you don't want to use this computer program anymore because it's just, it takes so long to upload, and it's just awesome in its day, but now it's run its time, it's run its course. So some other better way to work. So some of you may be cutting out practices that you feel don't work anymore, or there's part of your job that you just don't like and you've been worried about it, but you talk to your boss and say, you know what? Don't want to do this anymore. I can find an easier, more efficient way to produce my work. And your boss is like, that's a great idea. Run with it. And then you eradicate that part of your job that you don't particularly like, okay? Now also with this card, because it is, the Justice card in the reverse, you may feel like there's something underhanded going on at your working environment. You may feel that perhaps you're not benefiting from a situation, or you may feel that someone has told you an untruth, or there's just something that's a little bit unfair. For some of you, and this is not all of you, I get a sense of some legal action okay? And if you're going through legal action with a company because of a certain issue, I definitely see it will be a long, drawn out process, but it will come to an end. And I feel, you know, there will be some dirty tactics is what I see, but I do feel that you will financially be recompensed for this. You will get compensation, and a little bit more than you expected, okay? Because they're giving me this energy that you go in asking for the 7 and you're getting the 9. So I really get, you know, that you get a little bit more than you bargained for. You get a little bit more success, okay, in that area. Now, also, I feel some of you may actually be getting a new contract. Now, this may be either freelance work, or it may be seasonal work, or it could even be something just a little bit more creative and exciting. And I feel if there's a new contract in play, be mindful, do your due diligence. Please look at the small print, make sure it's all above board for you, that you agree with all the terms and conditions, because we do have a 3 of Swords there, and I need to find out what that 3 of Swords is all about. It could be something, you know, difficult, but you enjoy doing it. So I'm just going to find out what that means for you. But the Knight of Wands indicates your visions, your plans, you're unstoppable. There's this energy of trusting that your dreams will become a reality. You're going to get that boost of energy I was talking about. So if you've lost your motivation, your drive, I feel that returns for you, and suddenly you're really passionate. Passion is your power. You're passionate about what you do, and I really feel you get that desire to be independent. There's this financial independence about you. Even if you're leaving a career opportunity behind and you're moving into something new, or you're starting up something new, I get this energy of financial independence, and it gives you this wonderful freedom. And again, some of you may be wanting to go on holiday or take a vacation. And what I'm picking up is that there may be someone who you have to report to. If you work for another company, if you work for a company, you may have to report to someone and ask for a holiday or dates, and they may be a little bit unfair and say like, oh, you can't take those dates because I'm off that time. You know, maybe you go in these dates. So there may be something about dates there where you have to reshuffle your plans, and you will grumble a little bit about it, but actually it ends up working better. It ends up working in your favor, because they're showing me that there's better weather when you go than when you wanted to go. Okay, so that's what they're showing me there, and that's again not going to resonate with everyone. But now we do have, I do apologize for that noise. That is that motorcyclist. It's almost like every week whoever that cyclist is actually changing the exhaust on their motorcycle, and it's getting louder and louder. It's like, what are you overcompensating for? Anyway, we won't go into that conversation. Now, the Knight of Wands indicates that you're forging through difficulty, and you may have been dealing with some immature energy. You may have, you know when something has really run its course and you just feel, oh gosh, I really want to I just should leave here, okay? And maybe you've been feeling like that for a while in some arena in your career. Suddenly you're going to get that desire to like leave. But I feel it's important with the cause and effect card to find something else before you just leave, okay? Because I feel it's not that it's going to take a long time for you to find something new, but I feel it's a nicer transition when you do that, because there's something about the next thing that you go on to. I feel like there's a little bit of, is it called nepotism, where people know each other? Yeah, I think it's that. I feel someone in your current working environment knows someone of where you're going to go. So just be a little bit mindful of that, okay? 7 of Pentacles, you're working for something really hard, and you are putting in the hours, you're putting in the effort, and it's taken a long time. This indicates you're at a period of self-evaluation because you're feeling a little bit dissatisfied with the developments in your career. So you may feel that, yes, you've been working super hard, but the exchange has been off. You've not been fairly recompensed financially for that, and you're planning to make a move. You've got something you want to accomplish, and you're looking at whether you're in the right place right now or whether you're on the right track to getting to where you want to go. When you get a Seven of Pentacles, this indicates that you're trying to work out if there's a new strategy to be had. You're at a bit of a crossroads. So you're about to make a decision and you're reflecting on your progress to date and wondering, do you stand where you should be standing, or you feel like you should be a little bit further along? Remember, we are always where we are meant to be. But if you're not feeling it in the career that you're in right now, or you're just feeling that the environment is not the healthiest for you and you need to walk away and find something better, you are about to stumble upon something that is a perfect match for you. So if you do have your resume out there, then you're definitely going to attract an opportunity. Actually, there's two, and you have to make a decision and you have to cut one loose. And it's both of them are so tempting. It's almost like you're going to take some time having to make the decision, because you're like, oh gosh, this one pays more money, but this is more like what I want to do. Even though it's a little bit less money, maybe I'll go for the one with more money. But then I feel like although I feel like there's two opportunities, it feels like there's like this one, I almost want to say it's a third opportunity that comes in like at the 11th hour, that is more money and is everything you want to do, and you have to say goodbye to the other stuff. Okay, but I have to be honest with you, there is one compromise that you'll make with the new option. It's a really small compromise. It really doesn't mean anything in the scale of things, but you may notice it, okay? I feel like you're getting more money and you're getting more emotional value out of the new opportunity. Now, as we move on, we've got choices, which is the Lover's card. So this indicates that you're in the flow, the frequency of the law of attraction. At grassroots, the Lover's card is about vibing at your heart's desire and attracting an opportunity that connects with that, okay? But it's also a card about personal decisions, about making choices and communicating what you truly desire. You're examining your motives and values. What's more important for you in your career? Is it about doing something that you love? Or is it about the money? Is it about it being closer to home? Or is it about being closer to your family? Is it about, being abroad and being free? Or is it about you, having new experiences and traveling? So it's all about what you want out of your career, because you can have whatever it is you truly desire. Just focus on that and make the first step, and the universe will take 10 steps towards you also, okay? So you are currently attracting what your heart wants, okay? And now, this is not going to resonate for everyone. They're giving me, and I'm not sure what language that is in the bottom, but they're giving me German in the water. Let me see if I can really connect to that writing. Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'll spell it for you, because there's no way I can say this, okay? And I don't even know if it makes sense, but I've got W-I-R, okay, and then a separate word. I've got K-U-C-H, is it E-N? It's really blurred at the end. Kuchen. Kuchen. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave that like that, okay? I'm going to look it up, but it might not even be German. So I just get a sense that it's German. So what? They're now giving me another word. L-I, is that E? B-E? Liebe? Liber? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, so I don't speak German. I might be able to say Auf Wiedersehen, and that's pretty much it. I hope that's German. My gosh. Okay, anyway, let's move on. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, and we've got the Courage card, the Strength card there, okay? So this is about having confidence in yourself and your abilities, okay? And have confidence in the choices that you're making. Because if there's a big decision you have to make in your career, whether it's leaving something behind or whether it's taking a new opportunity, I mean, that Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords can literally mean that you are reaching for a higher position in your company and you're about to reach it. And you're nervous about whether you can fill, the position. But have confidence in your gifts and skills, because although you're leaving an extension of your career behind, you're embracing something wonderful and new that's going to give you more money and more stability, and also better returns emotionally when it comes to whether you're feeling fulfilled or not. So I feel having the courage and making decisions that are right for you. Also, if you're in an environment that's toxic, I definitely see that you're leaving that behind. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, but it's also a card of reaching to save for a life of luxury, okay? So with this card, I really get that you are being very prudent about your decisions. You may pick the safer option when it comes to your career, even though deep down you want to take the very exciting option. I feel like you may pick the one that brings a little bit more money in. But I feel, as I said, there's just a small difference in the options, one that you wouldn't even really notice in the long term, but you wouldn't notice. You will notice it, okay? Nine of Pentacles, some of you are thinking about setting up your own business, or you are an entrepreneur, and you may have been worried about the state of the world and economically all the fluctuations going on, the price of living, the price of items that we need to buy, and you may be just worried about life in general and whether you can reach your goals. Well, the answer is yes. I see you being very frugal with your money. I feel like you're getting really good deals and better discounts when it comes to purchases for your business or even your home life, because I feel like you are being more savvy with your budget. You're cutting things back. You're not living a life of excess, but at the same time, you're able to treat yourself occasionally. Now, the Nine of Pentacles also indicates some of you may think about working from home, or you're trying to brainstorm a way to find something that you love doing, that you're really good at, that can also make you money from home. And I definitely see that whatever it is you're doing, it will be a perfect match for you. Now, I would also say be a little bit mindful about work practice romances, okay? Because we do have the Three of Swords here, and it's like, you have a choice. There could be a flirtation between you and someone in your industry or in your working environment. And if you feel that this person is a soulmate and it's long term, then go for it, okay? But if you feel like it's a quick fix, be a little bit mindful, because you will have to see that person every day, and it could get a little bit difficult, shall we say. But if you are someone who's looking for love, you may find this person at your working environment. Now, you may not want to find someone that you want to fall in love with at your work, because you may not want to cross a divide, but I do feel that there is a person, this person could be Gemini, Leo energy, with a little bit of Earth going on there as well, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So just watch out for that. I feel like there's a little bit of romance that is a potential, but it's a soulmate. So that's what I'm feeling. But let me just clarify this energy for you. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please clarify that Nine of Pentacles? Okay. Yeah, they're giving me this sense of you walking away from something that just was not fulfilling or was not working for you, and the universe delivering a better match. So they are indicating that the heartbreak, the Three of Swords, is really that you're walking away from something that you once loved, or that you felt you were really good at, but you felt it's just run its course. And it's sad to let it go, or it's sad to say goodbye to it. But at the same time, you're not even aware yet of what a wonderful opportunity is being delivered for you right there, okay? Now, some of you may decide to go into partnership. There's a small energy here coming through. Some of you may decide to partner up with a spouse, partner, or a family member, someone you trust. You may think about whether you should go independently and set up a business idea, or go into business with a person. If you trust this person, I feel like it's better with two people. I get a sense, Three of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like it's going to be difficult in the universe at every turn here. The Two of Cups, the Lover's card, and the Two Cups here. It's kind of indicating that, a partnership is something that actually you would enjoy, and it will be easier for you. And I feel, together making solid decisions will actually be very enjoyable and rewarding financially as well. Now, let me just pull a card on this Three of Swords, because the Three of Swords indicates whatever it is you're trying to do, it's not going to be easy, okay? There may be some bumps in the road that come along, and, there may be some times where you feel like you're not supported, or you may feel that you have situations that just don't go your way. You know, sometimes we have ups and sometimes we have downs. Three of Swords can be, you know, you feel rejected from something, or you feel that something that you love doing has changed and you have to evolve from there. So let me just pull a card on that Three of Swords. The Emperor. Okay. Now sometimes, and I'm picking up this very strongly in your reading and in Virgo's reading, it's lonely at the top. When you're stepping into a position of power, or you're stepping into a leadership role and you're evolving in your career, inevitably you're leaving someone behind, or you're leaving things behind, okay, because you are making progress. And not everybody is going to be part of your journey. So with the Emperor energy, this indicates that you have a plan, you have a strategy, you're working really hard to make it a reality. You are a master or mistress of your craft, and you are a leader. You're really good at what you do. But sometimes, you know, it does mean that you have to close yourself off to certain aspects of your career, because you have to have that intense focus, and it can feel lonely and isolating sometimes. But I feel like you're thinking about the long term. Also, the Emperor energy, some of you may have been going through some personal developments. Some of you may have been going through a personal separation, and it's been on your mind rather than your work, and you're like, you know what, I came to work to get the separation off my mind, but it keeps infiltrating my mind. So if that's you, my beautiful Cancerians, and you're trying really hard to focus on your work, but you've been going through a personal trauma, or you've been going through a bereavement or heartbreak in some way, I'm sending you so much love and hugs out there, okay? It will get easier for you, and I feel that your work will actually be a sanctuary for you, and will actually lead you into the, if you have gone through a separation, you may not want to hear this right now, but I do feel like there will be, you know, new love later on down the line. Now I see you turning your back to the past. Queen of Swords is like being really direct. What do you want? Getting clear, being organized, being self-sufficient, and the Knight of Wands indicates you want to bring a bit more spontaneity into your career. You're sticking through to your visions. You got that twice, okay, which indicates you are unstoppable, and you're reaching the top. But it's going to be difficult, okay? It's not going to be easy. Some people, you know, they get a free pass to success. They're like an overnight success. But people like yourself and myself, we have to work hard to get to where we want to go. But I feel like you're already halfway there. So I do feel like there's better rewards here, more money available to you, and a contract or a union that is a perfect match between you and either a company. But if you work for yourself, I feel like you could have a lucrative client coming on in. And I definitely see whatever it is you're launching at this time, or whatever it is that you feel is important for your journey, I definitely see it working for you, okay? Now they're showing me dishes. They're showing me someone doing the dishes. So if that's you, there's something in this message for you. I mean, to do the dishes is to clean up, to maybe just get the job done. Maybe you're just being practical. I'm not really sure how to decode that, so please take it as it resonates. And as I'm shuffling as well, they're giving me a song. They're giving me a song. Okay, let me just really tap into this song. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Okay, they're giving me an image with it as well. Someone writing on a piano. Writing on a piano. Okay, so some of you may be musicians, for example, or you're someone creative. You're having lots of creative ideas. I mean, to be writing on a piano can mean that you're writing a list. You're tuning in to what you truly desire. You're really listening to your intuition. I mean, that song, you know what? At first I thought, I don't know what this song is, but I think this song goes on to be, is it called Fight Song? Normally, it's like, this is my fight song, my take back my life song. I think that's what it is. So I think this song is actually by, is it Rachel Platten or Pladen? Anyway, I don't really know what the song's called, but I think it's that. That's the lyrics they're giving me. So maybe you feel like you have to make a big decision in your life right now, and you're wondering if it's going to work out in your favor. Well, looking at these cards, the answer is yes, for sure. Your final cards are Swords, money conflict, cutting corners, breakthrough, law and order, pay cut, defensive, being fired. So again, we picked up on that energy right at the beginning of the reading, and that's not going to resonate for everyone. If you've come to this reading and you're like, oh my gosh, am I going to be fired? The answer is no. It's only if you've just come to this reading and you've already been fired, okay? Or you've already decided to leave something. But I feel like you're in control of leaving something. We do have gears, which means you're changing lanes. You're deciding to shake up your energy, making sure that everything is slotting into place. Money flow, hard work, putting plans in motion, building, team, taking time off, and security. So you're looking at financial security there as well. We've also got Clover. So definitely a lucky break coming on in for you. Definitely something to change your circumstances for the better. I do see an offer coming on in. As I said, well, I feel like there's 3 in general. 2 that you'll really look at. 1 you'll absolutely take. It says lucky break, gamble, good fortune, chance, finance, outdoors, risky business, and surprises. Okay, and this is the one. Okay, Nugget, like golden nugget right there. It says small increase, valuable info, honest assessment, fresh start, steady work, career building. So I feel this is like, this sums the whole thing up really. You really assessing where you're at, deciding if there's an alternative route or some way to get to where you want to go easier than the route that you've been experiencing. Some of you may embrace that fresh start, but ultimately you are increasing your finances. As I said, you're going from a 7 of Pentacles to a 9 of Pentacles. So there's definitely some sort of increase going on there as well. Okay. Also, I do see some of you really trying to make the right decisions to put yourself in a good financial position to safeguard your finances should there ever be an economic shift or a crash economically. I definitely see you putting yourself, in a position to look at various institutions where you house your finances just to make sure they're not linked. Should there be anything that goes on, you would not be insured if you had it in 2 linked accounts by different institutions. So I feel like you're doing your due diligence in those areas and making sure you're safeguarding yourself as well. Okay. So we have the owl. Okay, so the owl is all about your knowledge. You have a lot of knowledge. You're very talented. You're very gifted at what you do. But this is about seeing the bigger picture. Okay, this is about you really being honest with yourself. And some of these changes that you're making, you may be keeping it to yourself. You've definitely been keeping the struggle to yourself. Okay, but things are about to get easier for you, my beautiful Cancerians. And I can see that you're about to take flight. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians. Love and light.